On Tuesday night, February 21st, the New Jersey Devils saw their 6-game home win streak snap and Vitek Vanecek's 13-game straight where he picked up at least a point for the team. That one also fell too. The Devils fall 5-2 to the Montreal Canadiens. I'm James Burley with WFUV Sports. This one started out with an unfamiliar feeling for New Jersey. Even though that they have played in a lot of games over the stretch of the season and a lot of games in a short time, even going to the morning skate prior to the game, Coach Lindy Ruff said that his team looked a little flat and a little fatigued. That would continue into the night as Montreal came out swinging, and the Devils really didn't have an answer until late in the first period. Justin Barron gets a goal early on in this one. The defenseman for Montreal was left all alone on a breakout. They give up a lot of goals on the rush, this New Jersey team, when they're fatigued, and this night was no different as they really struggled to keep up with Montreal's speed and go-get attitude with their fatigue from playing 5 games in 8 days, 3 of which just came in from off the road. Jesper Bratt did get one back on the rush. Jack Hughes gets his assist. Jack Hughes with a 2-point night. The All-Star coming back from injury this weekend has really flourished again. Hasn't looked as sharp as he has before, but the fact that he's putting up 2 points in games where fans are still looking like maybe that wasn't the same Jack Hughes we've seen, that says a lot about his contributions to this team. He continues to rack up points. He becomes the 3rd youngest New Jersey Devil to get to 35 points in a season, a remarkable achievement. Bratt's wrist shot goal from the slot would be his 23rd of the year to tie things up at 1 after 1. And you get a good sense after the first period. The Devils are known to be a team that comes back. They lead the NHL with 19 comeback victories this year. So after the first period, you slow start against the Canadiens. We've seen this once or twice before. You think that maybe in the second period they're going to kick things up, and start to get the game back in order, but just the opposite happened. They came out even flatter to start the second, and in just a minute and a half, it was a couple goals from the Canadiens. 2.5 minutes in, is Jonathan Kovacevic, another trailing defenseman, on a rush to score, and then Nick Suzuki nets one of his own just under 2 minutes later to make things 3-1 at the end of 2. But this is where the Devils really started to say, we need to get back into this game. That was a wake-up call going down 2, and they kicked up the shots. They had 13 in the second period to Montreal's 4, their first 2 shots having gone in. The Devils ended up out shooting Montreal at the end of this one, 40-18. But it wasn't enough, as Sam Montembault earned a lot of praise for his performance in net. Several breakaways were denied by him. I think a lot of close chances in front, namely on Andre Palat early in the game, and Brendan Smith and Jack Hughes both denied several times in close. In the third period, though, it would be another great passing sequence and just a great taking of chances from Montreal when they had so few. It was Rem Pitlick on a great little give and go from Christian Dvorak and Evgeny Dadonov to set up Pitlick for his only 4th goal of the year. 5 different goal scorers for Montreal in this one, as Mike Matheson would net the 5th and empty netter with just 3 or so minutes to go. Lindy Ruff decided to gamble and bring out Vitek Vanecek with just under 4 minutes left, and immediately off the draw, it would be Matheson to send it the length of the ice and net the dagger. Dawson Mercer did get a goal for the Devils in between those two. A great effort in front of the net. Miles Wood and Jack Hughes get it again on a turnover. Dawson Mercer on a rebound as well. Dawson Mercer has his name has been brought up in the trades with obviously Timo Meier, and even Patrick Kane has now started to be rumored with New Jersey, but mainly it's been Meier, and Dawson Mercer's name has been brought up as a return option for San Jose. But even in this stretch alone, this is a point streak now for Mercer, 6 points in 4 games. He's looked too strong for me to say that he would be a selling option for any New Jersey Devils trade. He's still such a young player in his sophomore season. He has so much to give. His 16th goal of the year, and he's got 20 plus assists. So I cannot see a future where he's not a New Jersey Devil for at least a couple more seasons. After the game, though, a lot of the vibes in the locker room were not crushed down. Not necessarily the sense that, we lost to a team who's struggling and this means that we have got to get everything back together. It was kind of the sense that even though this one didn't go our way, maybe we can get things back in order, take a breath, get a little rest, and get away from such a congested schedule and really try to get back to winning ways. I asked Damon Severson post-game what it's like to be a great comeback team, but you always have to give up an early goal. Take a listen.
Damon, just one more quick one for you. You guys have been so great coming back in games all season long, but is it maybe a concern that in games like today you give up a goal early and find your way chasing for most of the 60 minutes?
We're comfortable playing with the lead and without the lead. Trying to come from behind is obviously not what you want to do, but no matter what, we're going to stay in the game, and we're going to try to keep ourselves in it, and we just give them a little bit too much runway to play with. And they had a game plan in place. You could tell once they did get the lead, and they really shut us down. And it's not for the lack of opportunities on our end, but sometimes you got to give them credit. But on the same end of the spectrum, we didn't play our best tonight, so that's not to discount them, but we know how good of a team and how confident of people we are in this room.
New Jersey's homestand continues this Thursday, where they host the LA Kings for what is the rematch of the 2012 Stanley Cup Finals. And then on Saturday, they host their old foes, the Philadelphia Flyers, for a battle of I-95. The Devils, of course, still hold second place in the Metropolitan Division, although they did squander a chance to go 6 points up against the Rangers, against a struggling Montreal Canadiens team, not to mention a Canadiens team that is very, very injured at the moment. They've had as many as 9 players missing, and those are some big names, as you can see on that list there, from Sean Monahan to goaltender Carey Price, who we haven't seen really in a very long time. But for the New Jersey Devils, this is a game that they're going to want to forget, want to move on from, want to look back on and say, that wasn't us. And they are going to look to get their best stuff again as they face on a tough Western Conference foe in the Los Angeles Kings. For WFUV Sports, I'm James Burley, and I will see you guys next time.